10 animals found living in humans. Number 10. 25 baby cockroaches found in a man's ear. Doctors in China were astonished to discover 25 baby cockroaches living inside the ear of a 19-year-old man. The man, known only as Mr. Li, was awoken one night by pain and itchiness in his right ear. He was sickened to discover that the cause of his pain was an infestation of cockroaches. Mr. Li's doctor suspected that one female cockroach had entered his ear several weeks earlier and laid her eggs. They said that his ear could have been completely destroyed if he hadn't sought medical help in time, as the insects were entirely blocking his ear canal. Number 9. Fish found in boy's lung. Kids in Madhya Pradesh, India, have taken to playing a rather dangerous game, which involves them challenging each other to eat live fish. For 12-year-old Anil Barela, this game nearly had deadly consequences. He almost choked on a 9-centimeter fish, which ended up in his lung. Barela had to undergo emergency surgery after his oxygen levels plummeted drastically and he began struggling for breath. The live fish was removed and Barela recovered well, probably never to play the risky game again. Number 8. Spider found in woman's ear canal. Li Meng from China was plagued for weeks by a haunting scratching noise that no one else could hear. Believing that she was being punished by evil spirits for wrongdoing, Li was initially too scared to consult a doctor. When she did, however, medics found that a small spider had burrowed deep inside Li's ear. It had even spun a web within her ear canal. Attempts to remove the spider aggravated it at first, causing it to react violently. It bit Li and moved deeper inside her ear. Luckily, doctors were eventually able to pacify the spider with a syrup and remove it safely. Number 7. Maggots found in a man's scalp. Following a trip to Belize, Aaron Dallas from Colorado visited the doctors about his itching scalp. Doctors initially thought the lumps on Dallas's head were a reaction to insect bites, but then they moved. The lumps turned out to be 5 botfly maggots, the spawn of an aggressive species of fly that is common in parts of Central and South America. It appeared as though a fly had bitten Dallas and then laid its eggs in the open wound. The maggots were removed using tweezers, putting an end to Dallas's agonizing irritation. Number 6. Fish found in boy's bladder. In 2007, doctors in India treated a 14-year-old boy who, bizarrely, had a 2-centimeter long fish in his bladder. The fish had been causing him severe pain for several days before he sought medical attention. He claimed the fish had got into his body while he was cleaning out his family's aquarium and needed to use the toilet, which he did while still holding a fish in his hand. According to him, the fish had slipped from his hand and somehow entered his penis. The live fish had to be removed during an understandably delicate surgical procedure. Number 5. Worm found in man's eye. When 75-year-old P.K. Krishnamurti visited the doctor for his itchy eye, he was horrified to discover that a 12.5-centimeter long worm was living there. Doctors performed minor surgery on the unfortunate patient and removed the worm alive. He has since made a full recovery. Krishnamurti is very lucky that the worm only travelled as far as his eye and did not enter his brain. If it had done, it could have quite easily caused major brain damage. It is unknown how the worm found its way into Krishnamurti's eye in the first place. Number 4. Woman's mouth impregnated with squid babies. In 2012, a woman in South Korea was eating partially boiled squid when she felt a sudden sting in her mouth and spat out her food. It turns out that she had chewed through the squid's sperm sac, and a number of small pods had attached themselves to her tongue, gum, and cheeks. These pods, known as squid spermatophores, then grew into 12 small bug-like organisms, which luckily doctors were easily able to remove. Number 3. Tapeworm found in man's intestine. For over 2 years, a man from Xi'an, China, had been examined by doctors because of his severe stomachache, anorexia, and chronic anemia. It finally emerged that the man had been infected by a parasitic tapeworm measuring over 6 meters, which had taken up residence in his small intestine. It is likely that he became infected with the parasite when eating raw beef. 3 months after a successful operation to remove the worm, the man shows none of his previous symptoms and has returned to a healthy weight. Number 2. Leech found in woman's nose. For weeks, 24-year-old Daniela Liverani from Scotland had been having regular, heavy nosebleeds. She assumed they were brought on by a burst blood vessel from her recent motorbike crash. One day, Liverani noticed a dark lump coming from her nostril. To her horror, she realized it was a leech. Hospital staff had to use forceps and tweezers to remove the parasite. It is most likely that Liverani picked up the leech during her backpacking trip to Southeast Asia, and also that it had lived there for over a month. Number 1. Eel found in man's intestines. During surgery on a 59-year-old man from China, doctors discovered a 50-centimeter adult eel living in his small intestine. The man had been experiencing searing pains in his abdomen, as well as severe anal bleeding. It emerged that the eel had been inserted into the man's anus as a practical joke by his friends after he had passed out drunk. The joke went tragically wrong, as the man died 10 days